psych mates? Let me ask you some question. How are you? Are you okay? Or are you stressed out over everything? Like your work, online classes, pandemic, you're craving for competent government? Maybe you're working yourself too much. And maybe you're experiencing the burnout syndrome. Now give me this time to tell you, what is burnout? What are the signs that you're experiencing it? The 12 stages of burnout, and what are the preventions that you can do? The term burnout was first coined in the year 1974 by Herbert Freudenberger in his book Burnout: The High Cost of High Achievement. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. No matter how hard we try to avoid stress, it will keep coming to us because it's an inevitable part of our life, and we tend to experience it from time to time. However, too much stress is kinda hard to cope with and can make your mental health at risk. If you're wondering if burnout is a disorder, according to World Health Organization, burnout is included in the 11th revision of the International Classification of Diseases, or ICD-11, as an occupational phenomenon. It is not classified as a medical condition or mental illness, but burnout can be considered as a mental health issue. While burnout isn't diagnosable psychological disorder, that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be taken seriously. According to the Future Burnout by Dr. Maslach, she defined 3 different types of burnout. The first one is individual burnout. Individual burnout is caused by excessive negative self-talk, neurosis, and perfectionism. In other words, when you place extreme high standard on yourself or believe nothing you do is good enough. The second one is interpersonal burnout. Interpersonal burnout is caused by difficult relationship with others at work or at home. For example, an aggressive or unwelcoming boss or coworker can compound the stress you already feel at work to the point of burnout. And the third one is organizational burnout. Organizational burnout is caused by poor organization, extreme demands, and unrealistic deadlines that can make you feel like you're missing the mark and that your job is in danger. Here are some common signs of burnout. First is chronically fatigued. Chronically fatigued is characterized by extreme fatigue or tiredness that doesn't go away with rest. If you're wondering why you always feel restless despite spending your day sleeping, then you're probably experiencing chronic fatigue. Remember that when you're burnout, no amount of sleep can make you feel better. Number 2 is insomnia. You may have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep 1 or 2 nights a week. In the latter stage, insomnia may turn into a persistent nightly ordeal. As exhausted you are, you can't sleep. Number 3, forgetfulness or impaired concentration and attention. Lack of focus and mild forgetfulness are early signs. Later, the problems may get to the point where you can't get your work done and everything begins to pile up. Number 4, physical symptoms. Physical symptoms may include chest pain, heart palpitations, shortness of breath, gastrointestinal pain, dizziness, fainting, or headache. Number 5, increased illness. Because your body is depleted, your immune system becomes weakened, making you more vulnerable to infections, colds, flu, and other immune-related medical problems. 6, loss of appetite. In early stages, you may not feel hungry and skip a few meals. In the latter stages, you may lose your appetite altogether and begin to lose a significant amount of weight. 7. Anxiety. Early on, you may experience mild symptoms of tension, worry, and edginess. As you move closer to burnout, the anxiety may become so serious that it interferes with your ability to work productively and may cause problems in your personal life. 8 is depression. In early stages, you may feel mildly sad or occasionally hopeless, and you may experience feelings of guilt and worthlessness as a result. Remember that if your depression is up to this point, you should seek professional help immediately. Number 9. Anger. At first, this may present as interpersonal tension and irritability. In the latter stages, this may turn into angry outbursts and serious arguments at home and in the workplace. If anger gets to the point where it turns to thoughts or acts of violence towards your family or co-workers, please seek immediate professional help. Psychologists Herbert Freudenberger and Gail North have outlined 12 stages of burnout. Number 1 is excessive drive or ambition. It's very common for people starting a new job or undertaking a novel task. Too much ambition can actually lead to burnout. Number 2 is pushing yourself to work harder. Ambition pushes you to work harder. Number 3 is neglecting your own needs. You can notice yourself that you begin to sacrifice self-care like sleep, like exercise, and eating well. Number 4, displacement of conflict. Instead of acknowledging that you're pushing yourself to the maximum, you blame your boss, the demands of your job, or your colleagues for your troubles. Number 5, revision of values. Rewriting one's own moral code to accommodate work ambitions. Person's family, hobbies, and friends are subverted in favor of work, which becomes only focus. 6. Denial of emerging problems. Person becomes increasingly intolerant, cynical, or aggressive, perceiving collaborators as stupid, lazy, demanding, or undisciplined. Person views problems in life as stemming from work and views time as extremely limited resource. Number 7, withdrawal. Person's social life begins to feel small or non-existent. They seek relief in seclusion or embrace escapism through alcohol or drugs. 8. Behavioral changes. Those on the road of burnout may become more aggressive and snap to loved ones for no reason. 9. Depersonalization. Feeling detached from your life and your ability to control your life. Number 10. Inner emptiness or anxiety. Feeling empty or anxious. You may turn to thrill-seeking behavior to cope with this emotion, such as substance abuse, gambling, or overeating. 11. Depression. Life loses its meaning and you begin to feel hopeless. Number 12 is mental or physical collapse. This can impact your ability to cope. Mental health or medical attention may be necessary. So after learning what is burnout, what are the signs of it, and the stages of burnout, we should also know how to prevent burnout. So here are the tips how to prevent burnout. This is according to healthline.com. The first one is exercise. Not only exercise is good for our physical health, but it can also give us an emotional boost. Mini workouts and short walks are convenient ways to make exercise a daily habit. Number 2 is balanced diet. Eating a healthy diet filled with omega-3 fatty acid can be a natural antidepressant. Adding foods rich in omega-3s like flaxseed oil, walnuts, and fish may help give your mood a boost. Number 3 is practice good sleep habits. Our bodies need time to rest and reset. which is why healthy sleep habits are essential for our well-being. According to the National Sleep Foundation, avoiding caffeine before bedtime, establishing a relaxing bedtime ritual, and banning smartphones from the bedroom can help promote sound sleep hygiene. Number 4. Ask for help. During stress times, it's important to reach out for help. If asking for assistance feels difficult, consider developing a self-care check-in with close friends and family members so you can take care of each other during trying times. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Always remember that whenever or wherever you are, always practice self-care. Learn how to manage your emotions well and practice self-love. And if things are getting out of hand, you can ask your friends or your family for help, and don't be afraid to go to a therapist or a counselor to fully know and learn what you are really experiencing and how to really manage it. Let's normalize having a therapist or going to the doctor for your mental health issues. Let's break the stigma in mental health.